Radical.
Now, this bit of news is a bit conflicting. It actually is quite confusing to me because, on the one end, you actually have some positive news from Xbox, from Microsoft, because they've been talking about how the Xbox ROG Ally at $999, yes, we're at that point, $1,000 gaming devices, is somehow actually sold out. The pre-orders are sold out. Which I find that hard to believe, but okay. All right, maybe there's a lot of interest behind it. But it's basically just a ROG Ally with an X on it, essentially. And of course, it is a bit of a bastard console because there is no disk drive. Excuse me. Excuse me. On both fronts, I'm coughing and I'm getting words wrong. Get in the game, Rick. There is no disk drive, right? So, to me, any console without a cartridge slot or a disk drive just ain't a fucking console, all right? Call it whatever you want to, but that is not a console. You gots to have something to put in some nice physical media. So, that's some good news for Microsoft. But the bad news is, turns out, them increasing the price, planning to increase the price, for details, I'll leave a link to that story if you didn't catch that after this commentary. Increasing the price on all their Xbox systems, apparently that is not going over so well with the retailers that actually have to carry this hardware. I didn't touch upon that as a big shift when I was talking about the Xbox price increases, but that's really important, you see, because typically places like a Walmart, a Target, a Best Buy, all these places that carry all these gaming devices, all these systems, well, they want to move and sell the systems. Now, what's a surefire way, Microsoft, to actually ensure that you sell even less of a system that is far underperforming the more popular PlayStation and the more popular Nintendo Switch? What's the best thing you can do to make sure that sells even less? Increase the prices! You can't make this shit up. Increase the prices on a system that's already not fucking selling. Guess what happens? It's kind of like, I personally have two Nissans, and I know a lot of you have and drive Nissans, and some of them are not that bad. But let's be honest here. That's like comparing Toyota and Honda to Nissan. Or, well, maybe it's not even that drastic, or maybe it is. I don't want to talk about the brands anymore because some of you get offended because you have the brands. But what I'm saying is Toyota and Honda are way in the actual lead when it comes to car sales versus a Nissan, or at least they're more desired. For those reasons, they're seen as more reliable vehicles. Whereas the Nintendo system and the Sony system are more desirable because, I guess, the games, the exclusive games. But, I'm not going to talk about that. Apologize for going on a little side road there, but we'll get back in the lane. We'll get back in the lane of this commentary, the point of it. It's bad for the retailers that have to carry this Xbox system. So one retailer, Costco, actually made the drastic decision ahead of this October 3rd price increase to no longer carry Xbox consoles. And they characterize the move as a business decision. Now, it does say some outlets are still stocking the current generation Xbox systems, but they're in the process of clearing out their inventory. So, the entire Xbox section of the Costco website has just disappeared. And they confirmed they're pulling the plug on the console inventory. Now let's see this statement from a Costco spokesperson. They confirmed that they're in clear out, their clearance of everything they have. They said that they are having no plans to carry any Xbox consoles moving forward. Also, I think this counts for the games, for the Game Pass cards, not even the Game Pass cards. And Destin, who isn't he a big YouTube Xbox type oriented channel? I've heard of Destin before. They said they just called Costco and asking about the stock, and they said they're no longer carrying them, and we have no plans going forward. And they said they have some great deals on Switch and PlayStation, though. So not only are they talking about they have no plans to carry the Xbox, they want to weave you into buying some Nintendo and Sony systems. Now, this is also a global decision. It's not just here in the U.S. They say New Zealand is in the process of aggressively clearing out the Xbox inventory, with discounts reaching up to 50%. So shit, I mean, you might be able to get some Xbox systems for really, really low if they're aggressively trying to get rid of them. Well, it's already late September 2025, so maybe that's too late for that, because they say they're trying to get rid of everything before the end of September. So yeah, again, I do not just got a pop-up saying the system was $487 at Amazon. Isn't that weird? At Amazon, it's $487. So I wonder if these retailers, with what they currently have, if they're going to abide by these price increases, knowing that they probably won't sell these systems. How many of these retailers will actually follow in the moves of Costco, or might just call Microsoft and ask them, hey, what the fuck are you idiots doing? We weren't selling these Xboxes before the price increases. You're not the only game in town. Xbox might say, well, it's no problem because you see, do you have a phone? Do you have a TV? Do you have a litter box? Everything you have at home is an Xbox. So we don't even need to sell the actual Xboxes. Chances are, if you're anywhere near an electronic device, it has Game Pass. So they're no longer the company that actually sells you game console systems. But they are just a company that sells you Game Pass. They're the Microsoft Game Pass company. Yeah, because I don't believe that they can't take the hit of the tariffs. Oh, poor widow Microsoft. Poor widow Microsoft. They losing all the money on the systems. Used to be, it would be you want the systems in the homes of people as a strategy so you can charge for games later or get them on the Game Pass. You know, systems being was a term loss leader. So you get people to buy the controllers, the accessories, all that kind of stuff. And that's where you make the money, is on the accessories. And then, you take like a little hit on the system. Not so much now. Like I said in my commentary before, I do not understand Microsoft's strategy here. And it's definitely negative in the news when it comes out that stores are no longer carrying their stuff. How can that not be a net negative for the company? All right? If you still want to be seen as one of the big three amongst Sony and Nintendo, guess what? You probably need to have some floor space at these stores to show people that you're still in it to try to not win it, but at least compete. Because when it comes to console gaming, I can guarantee you, Nintendo especially, they're not going to switch to Nintendo Pass, and Sony's not going to be PlayStation Pass, all right? They still have systems. They're still trying to sell systems and physical media in their systems. The key cards, I understand with the Switch, but they're still trying to at least show themselves off as being game consoles for people that, guess what, have always played on game consoles and always want to continue playing game consoles.